All right, guys, I am back. And we got our home gym exercise tier list to do. Excited about this one. So let's see what my opinion is on the best home gym exercise you could pick. I'm going to rank them with SAB, S being super, I guess, A and then B. There's no C, D, E, or F because all these exercises are good. So, like, I'm just ranking my top three if I had to choose from some. All right, fellas, we're starting with chest. And number one, of course, is biggity bench. Guess what that's going to be in? It's in S, guys. Of course it is. It's the easiest to progressively overload. And real fast, before I get into the bench press and every other item on this list, I'm going to go over the qualifications I have for this. Number one, they're generally going to be easy to set up with the least amount of equipment. Okay. Number two, best bang for buck as far as muscle groups go. Number three, easiest movements to do with the least amount of space. Number four, most cost-effective ways you can do this. And number five, of course, easiest to progressively overload. And that's why bench is in S. Obviously not going to do a whole video on bench. You know why it's awesome. It's easy to overload. It's just the staple bench movement. Get good at them, do them, get your bench up. That's an S tier. What's going to be an A tier? I'm going to put push-up variations. Okay? Because you can get good at these anywhere, no equipment needed. Highly recommend getting rings. Ring push-ups are one of the best things you can do for chest development and assistance and accessory work to your bench press. Now, what I'm going to put in B might shock you guys. I'm going to say anything incline. And I know I'm going to get flack for that, but this is because it's in a home gym setting, okay? We looked up like what a separate incline benches cost. I mean, a good one is up to like $300 to $600, okay? I got my bench press I use, just a flat bench, for $100. So super cheap. I can throw it anywhere, and I use it for anything. And I don't think my upper chest is lacking because I don't do incline. I'm going to throw dips in S tier as well. Get yourself a set of dip bars. Start dipping, get a weight belt. Boom, you can easily progressively overload on your dips at home. You don't even need 4 feet by 4 feet to do that, and you would get an amazing chest just from doing dips and bench at your house. All right, what are we going to do for back at home? Of course, we're going to do pull-up variations. Sorry, I have chicken scratch. Okay, anyone who's gotten their pull-up to a weighted style, I should say, to easily 2 plates is going to have a bigger back. In a home gym environment, your pull-ups are your best friend. You can set some up on a door frame. Again, use your rings you got from the dips for ring dips. Set up some rings. You can go outside. You can set them on tree branches. Get your pull-ups going. Get your ring pull-ups going. And your ring pull-ups are going to be harder than your standard ones. So highly recommend pull-ups and ring pull-ups for back. Now, what's A going to be? Probably barbell row for me. Okay. Again, there's a million videos on how to do barbell rows, but that's going to be an A tier for me. So I believe pull-ups are still going to give you that more of that V taper, and barbell row is going to give you more of that thickness up on the top. All right, what's B going to be? I'm going to throw in deadlift variations. Again, that's going to be, I guess we're going to label B here for blasphemy because who am I to say incline and deadlift are B tier? Okay, everyone's got their tier list. I know I'm sold out to the algorithm, I guess, here, but deadlift's a hot take for me because it does work everything from the heel all the way up to the top of your neck. Okay, it works the entire body. So just to say it's for back, a lot of people put it in the legs department. But for trap development and overall spine development, it's in there, okay? So your pull-ups for your width, thickness with barbell row, everything else in between with the deadlift. You can do any variation you want. Now we got big, juicy arms to do with. Okay, Arms. Now remember my qualifications here. Minimal space, least amount of equipment, cost-effective, progressive overload. So for S tier at home, in a home gym, garage gym, I'm putting chin-ups with emphasis on bicep. Okay, so what you're going to do with that is, instead of imagining you're pulling from the elbow, you're going to imagine you're pulling the bar toward you in this motion, not this motion. You're bringing that bar to your face. You're not bringing your elbows down. So when you're doing that, you're thinking, I'm curling my way up, and your biceps will get smoked from that. So that's number one. A is going to be barbell curl. Super simple. It's been around forever. Get good at barbell curls too. You're curling 135, you're not going to have small arms. So get your barbell curl for that. Easy to progressively overload. B tier for bicep. It's incline preacher curl. And I'm sorry if you guys can't read this. Preacher curl. Okay. If you have the incline bench, set up your arm on top of that, the dumbbell, and curl up. It's that easy. I put that in B because it does need more equipment. You need dumbbells for it. And I'm going to talk about dumbbells here in a second. You need dumbbells for it, and you need that incline bench for it. So you're looking at already a ton of money just to do that movement at home. Arms part 2. It's going to be tricep edition. Get that shoe. Horseshoe? Yeah, that's it. Anyway. God, I'm out of touch. What are we going to do for that? We're going to do skull crushers in S tier. Why? Easy to progressively overload. All you need is a barbell and some weights. Boom, done. Lay down on your back, on a bench or on the floor, and get to work. A tier is going to be kind of in line with S tier chest with bench and dips, but we'll do close grip bench. Again, just requires more equipment. You need the bench, you probably need a rack, you need all that stuff. But if you're doing skull crushers, you probably have the means to do close grip bench. So throw it in there. And then B will probably be just regular tricep extensions. Just overhead tricep extensions with the weight. Hit the long head. I'll throw that in there too. Again, none of these are bad. These are just what I would do first and foremost if I'm trying to focus on one thing. All right, moving on to Diggity Delts and S tier. You're probably going to guess it if you've seen any of my videos, and I have videos on this. OHP. Good old overhead press. Why is it bastardized in our fitness industry? I don't freaking know. The best thing I ever did for my shoulder girdle, my upper back, my delts, everything, was to start getting good at overhead press. Standing, to be specific. So, get good at that. What's A? Good old laddie raises. Remember, do your laddies and stay natties. That's so cheesy. Why would I say that? Anyway, B tier. I'll probably put rear delt. Sorry about this writing. Rear delt raises. I feel like, and again, more hot takes, I feel like the pull-up variations, the barbell row, and the deadlift contribute a hell of a lot to your rear delt work. Moving on to legs. What are you going to do for legs just at your home? If you got a squat bar and a rack, you're going to do any squat variation. My favorite at home is Zercher because you technically don't need a rack. All you got to do is deadlift it from the floor, rest on your knees, get your elbows under, and start Zercher squatting. Love it for that. If you want to put it on your back, put it on your back. Do a regular back squat. Do a front squat with the barbell. Do a high bar squat, low bar squat, something, hack squat. Put it behind you. You can do so many squat variations just with a barbell at home. Need no equipment, hardly any space. A is going to be sissy squat. And that sissy squat is the only way to isolate your leg at home. Because hopefully you're only involving one joint moving, which would be the knee joint. So you can only hinge with your knees when you do the sissy squat. That's why it's A tier. Good isolation for at home. A little bit harder to progressively overload with that one. You got to take your time with it. It's not a necessarily easy one to do that with. Okay, B tier. Again, I'm going to get flack for this, but I'm going to say lunge or a split squat. Okay, and again, I'm going to keep emphasizing this, that all of these are amazing. This is just what I would choose to do before the other ones. And I do all of these in my program. And I said do. Again, why am I being cheesy? Whatever. Anyway, I don't do lunges that much. And split squats, again, my bread and butter. I'm just going to do a squat variation and hammer my quads and everything else that way. Again, up to you. This is just what I find, what I prioritize, what I've seen strength gains in, and that's having both feet firmly on the ground and squatting. And we're on to legs, the backside. So I covered the squats for the quads, for the front part of the leg. Now we're going to cover the backside, so the glutes and hams. So for legs, I'm going to put good morning / RDL, Romanian deadlifts. That's going to be your bread and butter at home to get your posterior chain in check. Okay? Get those rears in gears with those two movements. You can get those two movements, you won't have a lacking posterior chain at all, regardless. So I believe this S part is way stronger than these A and Bs. You know, everything else I'm like, okay, I can give or take. But this, good morning and RDL, are just going to completely smoke your hamstrings and glutes compared to any other movement you can do, especially in a home gym garage gym environment, especially with least amount of equipment, which what this video is about. So A tier, I'll probably put maybe a hip thrust, because you can still use a lot of weight with that. You still use barbell with that. And B, I'm probably going to put, I don't know, like a lying leg curl with a ball or something. If you have a yoga ball at home, you would lay down so your upper back is on the floor, and then your heels are on top of the ball, and then you would curl up like you would a lying leg curl machine. You would just curl up that way. That's definitely in B, because you're not going to be able to progressively overload that or really overload that at all. It's a good stimulus. It would probably be a good warm up for everything else, but that's your good mornings and your RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. That's where your bread and butter is going to be for posterior chain development at home. Hey, what about the ab muscles? What about the forearm muscles? What about the calf muscles? All right, well, this takes care of 80% of those. Let's be real with that. But if I had to put them on a tier list, number A, for anything forearm size, wrist curl is going to be the star of the show. So do the wrist curls this way and bend them back this way. Okay, that's the bread and butter for hypertrophy in the forearm, just at home. Dumbbell, barbell, however you want to do that. Rice bucket gets an honorable mention. That's cheap. I did that. It only costed me $20 to get a rice bucket going. Super easy way just to drill the forearms, work on the hands, fingers, all that. Calves is just going to be a standing barbell raise. If you can get your feet on a ledge, do it that way. I actually have a YouTube short about how to set up your own donkey calf raise as well. You can look at that one. It's a bit more nuanced. You do need more equipment for that, but that is on my channel too. So if there's a will, there's a way with the home gym. There's not one muscle you can't hit and hit it good and hard to get a nice, good and hard physique. These are my favorites. Again, these are my opinions too. So do whatever the heck you want to do. If you want to switch them up, do something different, tell me I'm dumb and there's other things, let me know too. I love trying everything. There's probably not one exercise I haven't tried yet. Maybe there is. I don't know. I'm just being that guy with it. But I did want to mention why I didn't put any dumbbell work in here. So dumbbells typically are super expensive for home gyms, and they take up a ton of room. You could do those adjustable ones. Those are always a good idea. I do like those. But even those, if you're going to get workout equipment, just buy once, cry once. Get Get the really expensive stuff so you have it for life. I'm telling you. But those can be upwards to 400, 500 bucks too. So you don't have the money to slap those down. Then a rack, a bar, weights, going to be, again, I keep saying bread and butter in this video. So for money's sake, for time's sake, for space sake, squat rack, you can even get half racks. Squat racks, weights, flat bench, it's really all you need. It's how I've built my body. It's how everyone else pre-1970 built the body. It's perfect. It still works. Don't need all that other nonsense. I'm telling you. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching my SAB tier list of the workouts I like to do. So again, just my opinions.